Return water is green when I add shock. Why? I just backwashed last week. When I added shock today, we noticed the return water turned green for a few minutes. I just backwashed last week. Why would this be happening?
I guess I would think about the other water chemistry. What is going on with the water chemistry itself? Would be my first thought. If your pH is running high, and you're exposing metals to the water, is that metals in the water that you're seeing? Number one, or number two, and maybe more importantly, is has the sand in your filter been changed? I guess there's a number three as well, but has the sand been changed? Because it could just be that while you're backwashing, you're not removing enough of the debris from the filter, and now you've fluffed up the bottom of the sand, which when you put it back into filter mode, it pushes that water back through the slits in the fingers in the bottom of the filter and back into the pool. That would be the second thing. The third thing would be, are you running a rinse cycle after you backwash? Oftentimes people don't realize that that's an important step, and then they skip it because they go, oh, what's it really doing? What happens is when you're on backwash, so a regular filtration, water comes in at the top, pushed down through the sand, returns clean in the bottom back to the pool. When you backwash, you send water into the bottom, flushes up through the top, and then out of the pool and out of the backwash. And what the rinse does then is it cleans out the valve and everywhere else where debris could have settled. So a lot of times you're backwashing, you shut it off, and the rest of the debris settles into the valve itself, the multi-port valve itself. And then you put it back on a filter, and all that gook water goes streaming back to your pool. So one of those three things is likely a scenario. A high pH, a water chemistry issue that is noticed when you add chlorine, not properly, a filter that needs to be, the sand needs to be changed or something's going on inside of that, or you're not doing a proper rinse cycle. But if it's only when you're adding chlorine, then to me that would be an indicator that number one would be the choice, that it has something to do with the other water chemistry and the pH. If this is happening all the time, not just with adding new chemicals, you may just notice it when you add the chemicals because that's your mode, what you're used to seeing. But if it's happening at other times, it could be one of those other two.